Hi guys, welcome back to the UK and Ireland tour. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have our first game in charge of the Crusaders. We are at home against Cliftonville, but firstly we've had a very busy transfer window, so we're going to get into the swing of that one first, and you can have a look and see exactly what's been going on. In relation to the season preview for the league, the media prediction has bumped us right up to the potential of a fourth place finish. Cliftonville looking a little bit lower than that, but apparently, according to this, we do have one of the strongest squads in the league. Larne and Linfield are the top two sides. In relation to the past winners of this title, Glentoran have actually won it two out of the last three seasons, and Linfield won it last year with Glentoran finishing in second. Larne have been there or thereabouts as well, but in the first season of the start of the save, Cliftonville were a side that finished third. As you can see, Crusaders themselves have won the league previously. They won it three times in 4 years, finishing second in the year that they didn't win it. And they've been there or thereabouts on a number of occasions, but for the last 6 or 7 years, they've not really hit the heights. So hopefully, with our new squad, we can find a way of doing things. As you can see, we've got a young player there who's on his way in. He's in on trial, so we will be able to have a quick look at him after. We're looking at loaning out one of our current youngsters in Stuart Mkhilaga. He's not good enough to play regularly for us as of yet, so we're hoping to get him out on loan. And Luke Wilson is a player that we're looking to get off the books as well. So as you can see, in terms of the transfers, there's a lot of incomings, but there's also been a few outgoings as well. Ronan Carla went to Carrick Rangers for £375. I was expecting him to go for free, but they just offered us a little bit of money, so we just took it. Jean Craftwell has gone to Newry City on a free transfer. Jay Dowsell's gone to Portadown on a free transfer. Jay Boyd and Kirk McLaughlin both going to HW Welders for free. And Willie Thornton, a young striker at the club, has gone to Bangor on a season-long loan. So in relation to incomings, it's been a bit of a strange transfer window, if truth be told. I've found that English non-league clubs have got some pretty good gems for the level that we're currently at. So we have largely focused in and around them, but it only came to my attention after we've made some signings that were probably a little bit too expensive at the time. The first player that came in was Christian Hansen. He's a 17-year-old Danish striker. He's on 1.3k a week, which is pretty expensive, if truth be told. He's not particularly quick, but he's a good, strong boy. Very determined character, good work rate, and an excellent finisher. 17 for finishing with 16 for technique. Hopefully, he will get some goals for us this season. Thomas Render, a 19-year-old Italian centre back, 1.5 grand a week we're paying for him. Again, a little bit much in my opinion, but he's 6'4", good amount of pace, good jumping reach, very determined character, and his actual defensive attributes are quite strong. Heading ability, marking, tackling, and positioning, all very good, and hopefully he will be a danger from set pieces. And following along that similar thought process, at 6'1", Federico Borgner is an Italian centre back, once again, 19 years of age, on a little bit less money, but again, reasonably solid player, good defensive attributes, good determination, decent amount of pace, but his jumping reach isn't the best, so he's not quite as much of a danger from set pieces, but he will give us a good option in there. Dylan Berry is actually a Northern Irish under 21 international goalkeeper. He's 23 years of age now. He's not made the step up to the senior side, but I like him. But he's a very good goalkeeper from what I can tell. He's on 1.1k a week again, a little bit too expensive for my liking, but he's got good jumping reach, very determined character, good teamwork, positioning and concentration are decent, and his general goalkeeping attributes seem to be quite strong as well. So hopefully we've got a good man between the sticks. 18-year-old defender Vasim Alvarez, a Spanish centre back. He's only 5'11". He may end up being trained in the defensive midfield role potentially, but overall, reasonably happy to bring him in. Mental attributes are quite strong, decent physical attributes as well. Despite his decent pace, his acceleration and agility isn't the best. But again, at 18 years of age, he has very much got the opportunity to improve. Actual defensive attributes are a bit wanting, but again, he may be retrained as a holding midfield player. So the first of the non-league players we brought in was this lad, Luke Messam. He came in from Marlow on a free transfer, and I mean, what a good-looking player he is, really. A left back, decent physical attributes. I would have liked a little bit more pace, but I mean, his mental attributes are outstanding, and defensive attributes are quite strong with his marking and tackling. Decent crossing ability as well. He is going to be a very, very good player, in my opinion, especially for the level we're at as well. Hopefully, he will settle into a rhythm very, very quickly. I'll just scroll that down a little bit. Paul Allison has come in from Curzon Ashton, an 18-year-old Scottish central midfielder, and again, decent mental attributes for the most part, good teamwork and work rate, good fitness as well with good stamina, decent defensive attributes and a good passing ability for that central midfield as well. And overall, I mean, he's a good young player, 2.5 star current ability with the potential as well. Um, and again, a very good cheap option to come in. And that was the other thing. These players from the English non-leagues accepted deals for probably around half the price as the initial signings we made, because they all had over £1,000 a week, the previous signings, apart from Vasim Alvarez. But they've come in on pretty good money, if truth be told. Cammy Nicholson, another 18-year-old Scottish central midfield player. He came in from Radcliffe in English non-league. Again, good fitness and good stamina. Other physical attributes not the best, but mental attributes again pretty strong, and his actual technical attributes not the best, but 17 passing ability with 14 for technique. He could be a very good playmaker type player in that midfield. We are a little bit short on central midfielders, if truth be told, and you'll see from a tactical perspective um, why we're doing what we're doing. But Nicholson and Allison can both certainly settle into that central midfield. And if anything really push comes to shove with them, we can sell them on at a profit as well. We then had two signings from Bury. Ryan Ward is a right winger. Excellent physical attributes from this lad. Really good amount of pace. 17 for work rate. It's rare to find a winger with so much work rate. Determination, pretty reasonable as well, but he's an exciting type player with 15 for flair. Excellent technique, good passing ability, good dribbler, and decent crosser of the ball as well. Looking forward to getting him in the side and see what he can do. And Marvin Taylor, who is another one, he's Portuguese, again came from Bury. Good crossing ability, good first touch, good passer of the ball, again good technique. The difference with him is his determination, 18 for determination, and again, pretty strong physical attributes as well. He can play on that right wing or in an attacking midfield role. Luke Grant, we brought in from Chippenham, a young Irish player. He's actually capped at under 19 level from the non-league side. And again, physical attributes are decent. Determination, very, very strong. Very good mental attributes throughout. Defensive attributes, could do with a little bit of work, but as a standard setup, he is a very good player for this level. We actually paid £12,000 compensation fee for him, but he was the kind of player that we needed to bring in. Liam O'Connor came in from Weymouth. He's a left winger. Again, really good amount of pace, good determination, teamwork, decent work rate, excellent crosser of the ball as well, which is something that we'll definitely need in order to be able to push forward the way that we want to. Elliot Walker, a young striker, 17 years of age again. He's only 5'10". I'd have liked a little bit more height with him. But again, I mean, he's on 750 a week as well, but he's got excellent quality in certain areas. A little bit more pace would be nice, but he's still got plenty of time to improve. Good work rate, good determination, composure in front of goal, 14 with a 16 for finishing and 14 for technique. He could be a dangerous player for us this year. He's come in as a regular starter potentially. He's only 2 star of current ability though, but I think that overall he's a very strong signing. And lastly, Jeff Osman, another left winger that we brought in. Again, good determination, work rate not the best on him, but look at his physical attributes. A lot of pace with this lad. Decent finisher as well. And again, a very good dribbler. Crossing ability is not the best, but obviously the more he plays, the better he'll get, hopefully, as well. And a couple of them, the majority have signed 2-year deals. One or two of them have only signed 1-year deals. So it's going to be a case of seeing how they get on. So from a tactical perspective, it's been a bit of a tough one, really. very, very strong defensively, if truth be told. We've got some very good centre backs. And in relation to midfield options, we are a little bit light. And I was toying with the idea of having two players up front. But I think, to be honest, we'll probably just have the one. Because at the moment, this is how we're setting up. We've got a five at the back with two wing backs on support, two wingers with the defensive midfielder. I am tempted to put an attacking midfielder in there. Maybe as a shadow striker. I'm really not sure. I mean, if we'll just have a quick look while we're at it. In terms of a shadow striker, we've not really got anyone who can play that role. Marvin Taylor and Ashford are capable, but again, not really something that we have readily available. In terms of an attacking midfield player, again, Nicholson, Taylor can both play in that role at 2-star of current ability, but again, nothing too major. In relation to the playmaker, to be fair, I mean, Marvin Taylor can play the playmaker role at 2.5-star, but again, in terms of the backup, we've not really got enough there. Nicholson and Allison can play in that role, as can Ashford, though. Having more than one player at 2-star, though, I think, to be fair, that might be a way that we go. I wonder if we do it on support, because we don't actually have a playmaker in the squad at all. I think Taylor could probably play that role. Um, and in relation to the striking options, the other signing, of course, which we'll show you in a minute, is Serkan Kandemir. He's not officially becoming a player until the start of September. Um, Christian Hansen is an excellent striker. He's a very good poacher. In this kind of system, because we're still doing a gegenpress style of play, but obviously we've changed very much the format compared to what we were used to previously. So under normal circumstances, we would have a pressing forward, but in terms of quality, not really got the options as a pressing forward, unfortunately, but everybody seems to be able to play as a poacher. So I think that's going to be the way that we go about it. And the wingers are certainly going to have a lot to deal with in relation to getting everything forward. Um, Defensive midfield, we've got the likes of Luke Grant, Cammy Nicholson, and Allison can also play in that role as well. But Luke Grant, that's what we brought him in for. And of course, the Spanish defender could also be an option in there. But a back five is a must. We've got the quality out there. We've got plenty of centre backs that we managed to bring in as well. So that's kind of what we're going to be looking at, I think. And we'll see how it shapes up. We did play the 5-3-2 setup in the previous friendly against Institute, and it worked out reasonably well. Serkan Kandemir actually scored 4 goals in that game. I've not actually had a look at the statistics for the match, if truth be told. We clearly dominated proceedings. Institute are actually in the league below. And again, it's going to be a case of seeing what we can do. But we've brought in these young central midfielders, and they need a role to be able to play, and they can both play as an advanced playmaker in that role. Seems a bit harsh just to have the one striker, considering we've got multiple options in there. But it is something we'll have to consider, I think, going forward. But we've got some good striking options coming in. If you look at Serkan Kandemir in general, pace, again, not particularly decent, but he's got good fitness in relation to his stamina. Um, Finishing and composure, again, very good. Mental attributes, pretty decent overall. Teamwork's not the best, but work rate's average, but he's got good technique as well. And again, he's got that opportunity to potentially play up front for us. He can also drop into that central midfield, maybe even in attacking midfield. So again, it could be that we try and utilize him in roles that we require. Um, but it's going to be a little bit awkward, I think, just to see exactly how we can fit players in. Obviously, with having Ashford, who before we started making signings was the top paid player at the club. He's a decent finisher with good pace, good work rate as well. He's 30 years of age though, and I am tempted to maybe sell him because if he can't fit in up front, we're not really going to make any use of him. Ethan Devine, again, he's another one. He's not got a lot of pace, but he's an okay finisher. Elliot Walker, I'm really excited about. I want to get him some game time, and Hansen, I want to get some game time as well. So, in relation to that, you play two up front. But we can't drop any of the defenders because we've got a lot of good defenders. I mean, you'll see. We've got 5 very strong centre backs. If you include Luke Grant, that's 6. And Henry Jeffcott can play across that back 4 as well. So we've got a lot of options in that centre back role. So we've got to make use of them, if truth be told. Um, so I'm still toying with the idea a little bit. We'll give it a go with the advanced playmaker, I think, today, and just have the one striker, see how it works. Obviously, with having the wingers there, they'll be bombing on a little bit. We'll see exactly how we settle in. Um, yeah, we'll just take a gamble, really. Um, in terms of general, yes, we're going to be a little bit short in central midfield, but I think we've got pretty good quality throughout the side. Berry is going to start in goal with Messam, Harbinson, Render, Larmour, and Jeffcott at the back. O'Connor, Grant, and Ward in the midfield with Taylor in behind Hansen. And in terms of general quality of the side, I think we're looking pretty strong, to be honest. The defence kind of averages out at around 2.5 to 3 star, and Dylan Berry seems like a good option in goal. Very strong in that left back area, holding midfield especially. And I think we're strong out wide as well. It's just a case of, without having a pressing forward to actually instigate the press to start with, can Hansen get the goals with the support of the wingers and obviously Taylor in the advanced playmaker role? I'm not too sure whether to have him supporting or attacking. I think we'll try him on attack for now, but it could leave us a bit short going forward. But we'll see how it goes and just see how things settle, I suppose, won't we? We've made a lot of signings. A number of players have left the club, as you saw as well, and we are trying to offload a couple at the same time. The players that are on the bench, Alvarez and Osman, are the only ones that we actually signed. Um, the rest of them were already at the club, so we'll see how it goes, and hopefully we can get off to a good start here. Like I say, I think we'll be competitive, but the players have come from non-league football to proper part-time football at a top division in another country. So it might take them a little bit of time to settle, but hopefully they will. Messam here into Grant, back to Messam, and now Harbinson just holding on to possession, and now Render back to Harbinson again. Obviously, because we've got so many defenders, we've got that high defensive line, we will naturally outnumber attackers as well. The wing backs will push on a little bit, but with 3 centre backs in there, I'm hoping that defensively we will be reasonably secure. Here's Con Clark. I mean, he's just knocked it long, and there was no one there for Cliftonville, and Berry picks it up comfortably. Jeffcott into Lama, and now Grant into Jeffcott again. He's got support ahead of him if he can find it. He plays it into Taylor. Taylor's got support in the penalty area. He's gone for it himself, though, and Odumosu with a comfortable save. And reasonably happy with the start. Obviously, with the gegenpress style, you tend to get a good amount of possession, but because we're lacking a bit in midfield, we may not get that. So it's something that we will have to manage relatively carefully. And that is a huge miss for us there. 27th minute injury for our new star left back. And Jarlath O'Rourke is going to have to come on for him, I think. He's the only left back option we've got on the bench, actually. Bit of a blow to lose Messam early on. As I said before, I'm particularly excited about having him in at the club. Again, we'll see how things go. We have been reasonably creative, though, which is good. And defensively, obviously, in relation to highlights, we've seemed pretty solid. Con Clark here with a free kick, though, and a good catch that from Dylan Berry. Really good goalkeeping from him. And he claims it reasonably well, and he just lays it out to Harbinson. And now O'Rourke has support ahead of him if he can find it, and he does in O'Connor. Tries to play it inside to O'Rourke, and he loses out, but we do win possession back. Again, having the extra defensive options does potentially allow us to overwhelm teams a little bit in that final third of the opposition. Ward here cutting into that right-hand side, and he lays it across for Christian Hansen, and it is a debut goal for the young Danish striker, and we take a 1-0 lead. So despite having a defensive setup, we've made a pretty positive start. It's just a case of how regular these goals can come. He's a very good finisher, Christian Hansen, and we do have options as well. Um, we'll certainly take it. It's a 1-0 advantage as we approach half time. Possession wise, could certainly improve, but in terms of chance creation, we're looking pretty good at the moment. Hopefully, that will continue. And it's actually a rival as well. I wasn't actually aware of that Cliftonville are actually a rival, and that is a good header. And Daniel Larmour has made it two from the corner. And again, this is another thing with having these extra centre backs in at the club. They're all big boys for the most part. We could be a big danger from set pieces this year. And Larmour with the goal to make it 2-0. And this is looking like a very positive start. But again, as I mentioned before, we are sacrificing possession for having that solidity in defence. And yes, we've conceded 1 or 2 chances, but we've not looked particularly under a lot of pressure. And we're keeping the possession as even as possible for the most part as well. It's not like we're getting completely overrun. A couple of players just struggling a little bit fitness-wise, so we will look to make a couple of changes here. Jeff Osman can come on for his debut on that left wing. And Philip Lowry, the veteran midfielder, he's actually 37 years of age. He's got very good mental attributes. Physically, he's not the best, but he's got okay technical attributes as well. He'll come in to that defensive midfield role. He's got the experience. Hopefully, that will be enough. And in relation to the advanced playmaker role, obviously Taylor not really getting into the game too much, so it's something that we might have to manage a little bit carefully as we go ahead. But it's going to be a case of weighing these things up as we go, I think, for the time being. And trying to find his best role, if truth be told, as well, because Ryan Ward is a very good right winger as well. And we need, in my mind, we need to play Ward and Taylor and try and get them into the same team as Osman swings that in, and Hansen couldn't quite get there. Hale can't get the clearance, and Osman gets it back, plays it into Taylor. He's on the edge of the penalty area, trying to cut in. He finds Lowry, and the veteran midfielder who I've been, if truth be told, I've tried to get rid of him at the very start of the window, but it's his 50th league goal for the club. I'm quite glad we've kept him now, to be honest. And Taylor probably won't count as an assist for him because he did get tackled, but it's a lovely little finish into the bottom corner there from Lowry. It's 3-0, and this is a very, very positive start from our point of view. It's an interesting one as well. We've been incredibly creative, a lot of chances coming our way, despite the fact that we've gone 5 at the back. I don't think I've ever done a formation with 5 at the back in the past. Ward here into Osman, and Jeff Osman scores on his debut as well. And it's 4-0 now. These youngsters that we brought in are full of confidence, it would appear. And we've put in a very good performance today. Jeff got into Ward, fired across to Osman. We'll put praise on the lads as well because it's been a comprehensive performance against our rivals today. And I think with the diamond in midfield and that back 5, I think this is going to be the way that we're going to go for the time being. Hansen, we saw him have one chance. He knocked it in. He's a very good finisher. And a 4-0 thrashing of our rivals in our first game in charge. That certainly gives us something to build on, doesn't it? Excellent, excellent stuff. And we will look to push on. And if we can get into a very quick run of form, who knows where the season might take us. 3 to 5 weeks, unfortunately, Luke Messam is going to be out, which is a huge shame because, like I say, he's got a lot of quality. I mean, we'll praise Ward's performance. He has been fantastic in that game there. 2 assists for him. And I think the fact that obviously we've got that straight back 5, the wing backs will push on a little bit, but the wingers starting from deep and pushing on gives us that little extra in our shape. An attendance of over 3,000 for that game as well. Obviously, in comparison to the attendances we were getting at Britton Ferry, that is quite a sizable arrival, if truth be told. There's a lot of games in August. I'm not too sure how the league sets up at this level. I think they just play everybody so many times. There's no split or anything like that, as far as I can see. So what we'll do, because there's cup ties in the middle of this as well, but I do want us to get through to the end of the transfer window. We'll probably get the 4 league games and the cup tie out of the way. We'll come back for Ballymena United away probably, and Linfield, who won the league last year, of course. So that's quite a big league game. We'll come back for both of those league games there, and hopefully we can build on that start, because that is a brilliant result. And the youngsters settling into the rhythm and the experience of Philip Lowry and Daniel Lama as well, because like I say, he was one of the few players that was already here as well. So certainly plenty to build on after a great result like that. And we'll come back for a game against last season's league winners. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.